Hello everyone, my name is Andrea Hylen. I am the founder of Heal My Voice, and during this holiday season I am reposting 44 radio shows that I hosted over the holidays in 2010 with the umbrella topic of transforming grief or grief transformation. 27 guests came onto the show, shared their story, their experience with healing grief, with love, with music, with their own personal journeys. And so today is day 12 of 44, and I'm going to just give you a snippet of a summary of the show today, and then where it has the Facebook Live description, I will repost the radio show link under that when I'm finished sharing this with you. So my guest on this show today was Alan Peterson. Alan is a songwriter, a musician, singer, speaker, and I met Alan when I was releasing my house. This was in 2009, and I was posting on Facebook every day that I was clearing out all of my personal belongings out of a house that was 3 stories and 11 rooms. And I was honoring the grief that was happening. So this emotional attachment that we have to our personal belongings. Every day I was releasing something, and it brought up feelings about my husband's death, the death of the life that I had in Maryland. There was a lot of grieving. And at the same time, my daughter Hannah and I were preparing to go on our Jonas Brothers journey. That summer we went to 45 concerts. So I told a little bit of that story yesterday, day 11. And it was during that time that I met Alan, and I was posting, and he shared a song that he had written that will probably always be my favorite song because of the personal experience in that connection. And the song I posted on my Facebook page today, and also the Heal My Voice page, At Any Given Moment. And a few of the words are, at any given moment you can hear a voice calling your name as a child. At any given moment we are given a choice to open our hearts to the wild. And Alan was really holding a space for me to listen to my heart and follow my journey. So I will always be grateful for that experience with Alan in 2009. And then it just seemed natural in 2010, when I was hosting the radio shows, that Alan and I would connect and co-create this show together. The title of the show, The Transformative Power of Love. And throughout the show, we talked about being in the moment of love, allowing the feelings that we were feeling, but always coming back to love as the base of that. And there were a couple things I was thinking about today as I had re-listened to the show. I was wondering, I'm just going to ask a question. You know, how much are you willing to love? How much are you willing to love? When, I'll just say that for some of you, this holiday season, you are remembering the loss of a loved one. It might have been that someone died this year, or they died a year ago, and the holidays are bringing up a fresh layer of grief. But I've also noticed many people in my life have been posting on Facebook about deaths that happened 6 years ago, 9 years ago. I feel like it is part of the collective grief that is happening right now all over the world. And that when there is that kind of collective grief, the individual grief that we've had resurfaces. And so to be gentle with yourself, because you wouldn't be grieving if you hadn't been willing to love. You know, when your heart is closed to loving people, loving your life, you're not feeling anything. You're not feeling the love, and you're not going to feel the grief. So I'm just, just reflect on how much are you willing to love. And for those of you who are healing from the loss of a loved one, to be gentle with yourself, that it's okay to pull in a little bit, to listen to some music, to let that stir your heart, to listen to music that brings tears, to listen to love songs. You know, in preparation for Facebook Live today, I was playing a number of songs to me that are connected with love. And I found myself dancing to some of Alan Peterson's music, and then I put on some upbeat music of love. And even in upbeat music, it can tap into this heart opening, and that can bring tears. So allow whatever's coming forth, allow that emotion to be there. And so for those of you who may not have a loss right now, or you don't have a fresh, raw feeling of that vulnerability of loss, I'm going to ask you, where are you holding back from love? Where have you loved before and you went through a period of grieving, and now you are afraid to take a risk? You're afraid to take the risk to love. And what does life look like when you don't let yourself take that risk? In my own life, I was thinking recently that there are two different situations where I could feel myself really falling in love with someone. And I was aware of how there was so much love that sometimes my heart just ached with that love. One of them is my 3-year-old granddaughter, and it's funny. I'm not a person who was ever pressuring my daughters to give me a grandchild. So just to be clear on that when I heard my daughter was pregnant, when Mary's pregnant, it was like, congratulations, I'm excited for them bringing a new being into the world. And when I met my granddaughter for the first time, I remember holding her in my arms, realizing, well, she's a stranger to me. I don't know her yet, but here's this little being. And I said to her, dear one, what have you come to teach me? And she opened up her eyes and she just looked at me, and then she closed her eyes and went back to sleep. And I said, okay, transmission received, dear one. And now she's 3, and I have this beautiful relationship with her that has grown into deep love of a human being. We have ways that we connect. I love her unconditionally for who she is, and I'm curious about who she's becoming. But that love opens me up to feelings of sadness, because she's in Baltimore and I just flew to the West Coast to be here for about 4 months. And so I'm having conversations with her through Facebook, or not Facebook, FaceTime. So there are times where I can feel that ache. So the question, am I willing to love, means that you get to feel all of these feelings. The other one is, I'm staying with a friend in Seattle, and she just got 2 kittens 2 weeks ago. And these little kittens are following me all around the house. They're in the morning, sitting with me, sitting on my lap, following me to the bathroom. I mean, they're like little dogs, these kittens. And I realized yesterday, my heart is open. I have fallen in love with these kittens. So that means when I leave here, I'm going to be sad. It's like you get to feel all of these feelings. So I would encourage you to take a risk, to look for ways to love, and to know that there are all kinds of feelings that you're going to have. about love. I want to say one other thing too, that on the radio show, Alan and I talked about an experience that he had where he was in Maryland at the ocean. Maybe they were in Delaware, but at the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and he was eating dinner, and all of a sudden he saw the sunset. And he decided, I can't sit here at this table in the restaurant. I have to go to the beach. I have to breathe in that sunset. It's so beautiful. So those are what I call hummingbird moments. Are you allowing yourself to be in the moment of love and have those hummingbird moments, those moments of the sunset, those moments where you notice the connection to another human being, even in a moment of a brief exchange with someone? Are you allowing yourself to love? So, hey, Alan, I see you there. If there's anything you want to type into the comments section, feel free to do that. And I'm going to get off now, and I'm going to post the link to the radio show, and I will also post Alan's page on Facebook, Alan Peterson Music, and that's also his website, alanpetersonmusic.com. So enjoy the radio show, and thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.